KB Airport. There's quite a few people here today we'd like to recognize. We're going to have Amy Wilson with our Harrison County Development Corporation read off each individual's name and recognize the people that are here today that have supported us through this project and will help us grow it further. Amy?
Thank you. Start with Representative Michael Garcia for Senator Manchin's office. Jessica Cross, thank you. Senator Shelley Moore Cabinet's office. We have Ben Queen with us here today. Mike Queen. Clay Riley. I had you all in sight at one time. I'm not sure where you are now. Dr. Myrta Martin. Good to see you. We have County Commissioners David Hinkle, Patsy Treecost, Susan Thomas, Mayor Andy Lang, Senator Mike Romano. Have I missed anyone? Patrick Martin, yes, hello. Good to see you come in. Thank you all for being here today. Is there anyone else that I've missed that I need to recognize?
Thank you, Amy. We're going to start out with Congressman McKinley's representative, Wendy Mather.
All right, greetings. Congressman's unable to be here today. They were voting in D.C., so he couldn't make it the whole way here in time. But he sends these words to you, the Benedum Airport Authority. Thank you for sharing your good news with us today. We have lived so many of the past months in doom and gloom that this announcement is the bright light we so needed to help us move forward. Thank you, first and foremost, Benedum Airport Authority, for setting a path and working toward a goal and for never giving up. We all benefit because you devoted yourselves to creating an airport that serves so many needs: the transportation of goods, maintenance and repair operations, national security, economic development, and air passenger travel. You have enlisted support and created enthusiasm for these projects from our highest levels of government, federal, state, and local elected officials, Harrison and Marion County administrators, and business leaders. The work you are doing now will benefit the state of West Virginia for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Next, we have Michael Garcia on behalf of Senator Joe Manchin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to be here today. This is such an exciting project with so many people that it took to get us here. And something that I mentioned in a conversation before with someone was that when you have excellent things happen, excellent things come from that. And there have been so many great things recently, and I know that this is just going to build off that and become even greater. It's such a great resource to the area. So on behalf of Senator Manchin, it is a privilege to join you in celebrating the continued development and success at the North Central West Virginia Airport and the Aerotech Business Park. The airport, Aerotech Park, and the business and industry based here generate more than $1 billion annually in positive economic impact for this region and the state. Today's groundbreaking is another significant milestone representing momentous progress in the airport's new passenger terminal, auxiliary facilities, as well as the 100-acre Aerotech Business Park. The Aerotech Park has the potential to provide approximately 1 million square feet of building space that will be runway accessible. These additions are significant to growing existing attractions and attracting new aerospace industry and creating jobs here in North Central West Virginia. Transportation and infrastructure are vital to the Mountain State. Both enable our citizens to access the world and allow the world to come to West Virginia. Better access to our state means more people from across our nation will be able to enjoy and embrace our rich heritage, our hardworking and hospitable people, our many small businesses, and the countless beautiful tourism spots. I extend my sincerest appreciation and thanks to everyone involved and worked so hard to make today a reality, including Rick Rock, Governor Jim Justice, Commissioner Hinkle, Mayor Lang, Tracy Miller, board and members of the Benedum Airport Authority, and the countless local officials and community leaders from Harrison and Marion County who made this project possible. Please accept my best wishes, and I look forward to seeing the continued success of this project that it will bring to the Mountain State. With warmest regards, U.S. Senator Joe Manchin.
Thank you, Michael. Next, we have Jessica Cross on behalf of Senator Shelley Moore Capito.
Good afternoon. It's great to be with you and at the airport for the second week in a row. I told Mayor Lang that we're looking forward to seeing what announcement he has for us next week, so we're just going to keep it going. A lot of pressure. Unfortunately, Senator Capito couldn't be here with you today, but luckily that means I get to come and read greetings on her behalf. Greetings from Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Thank you for inviting me to this groundbreaking at the North Central West Virginia Airport. It is truly an honor to be included in your celebration today. I regret that I am not able to join you in person, but I am so encouraged to see the growth happening at this airport. I have no doubt that the expansion of this airport will help you continue to provide the people of Harrison County and the surrounding area with such great opportunities. This project is a tremendous example of the powerful impact that collaboration between local, state, and federal leaders can have on a project. Thank you to the local leaders, including Commissioner Hinkle, Mayor Lang, and Rick Rock for their tireless devotion and their vision for this airport. A special thank you to my good friend Governor Justice for the funding that he is dedicating to this vision. Without this investment, this project would not be possible. Lastly, I will continue to be a steadfast champion for your expansion efforts and will continue to be your partner in bringing federal resources to facilitate the completion of this project. I look forward to visiting in the near future to see your expansion in person, and thank you again for the great services you are providing. It is an honor to serve you in the United States Senate. Sincerely, Shelley Moore Capito, United States Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Next, we're going to have Senator Mike Romano give us some remarks. And I can't guarantee we won't be here for
45. Thank you, everybody. It's getting to be an old habit coming out here, as Senator's representative mentioned. You know, there's an old saying that says, if you don't care who gets credit, you get a lot more accomplished. That's a great example that what's going on out here the last couple of weeks. You're seeing kind of the culmination of that. Mitsubishi's additions out there, this mountain finally getting moved. I mean, these things have been going on for decades. And so many people have contributed to what's about to happen when Wolf Excavation starts taking that hillside down, and we fill in that hole over there across towards the runway, and we move the 1966 airport terminal that's like a hallway with a couple doors on it over here and build a new modern terminal for North Central West Virginia. And you know, this little hill over here, which a lot of my family's from Michigan, they call it a mountain. But this little hill over here is one of the biggest walls to progress and jobs that we have in West Virginia, because they're everywhere. Just so everybody realizes, that's a $10 million excavation project. Think what you could build with $10 million in Indiana. They drag a skid steer down the middle of a field and they got a roadway. We have to move a mountain to build something. And that's what holds West Virginia back from having the development that you'd like to see everywhere. But it's happening here. And it's happening here because of all the people you see around you who have all worked without any promise of any pat on the back or accolades. But when those jobs come here to North Central West Virginia, when we fly 100,000 people a year out of this airport, somebody's going to remember somewhere that somebody helped make that happen. And all these folks did. And they've been mentioned several times. I mean, we have a great airport. Why don't we have the airport board stand up? Are any of them here today? I see our legal counsel for sure. Dean Ramsey, let me tell you, when you have a question, you go to Dean Ramsey. But the board has been behind this long before I ever got into government and wanted to move this mountain. And certainly, we pushed it across the goal line in the last year. Mayor Lang and Commissioner Hinkle were a huge part of that, going down and putting the arm on the good governor, who I'd much prefer to follow in a speech than I would go before him. But I'm going to have to get to go before him today. But you know, those are the kind of jobs that we need in West Virginia. The MHI jobs, those are lifetime jobs. They're not jobs for a summer. They're not jobs that may go away when the energy market goes up or down. Those are jobs that want to be here day in, day out for decades to come. Pratt Whitney, we've already put a generation of workers through Pratt Whitney. They're now retiring. We're going to hire almost 200 more workers at Pratt Whitney. Those are lifetime jobs. That's something West Virginia's never seen before. You know, we've had coal miners for decades. That's been the backbone of our economy. Well, that's disappearing quickly. And if anybody thinks it's coming back, you're fooling yourselves. You know, steam coal is just not going to come back in the United States. It's moving too fast to gas, and that's moving too fast to renewables. But those jobs were like this. When energy prices were high, people worked. When energy prices were low, those that could get out left the state and never came back. These jobs, when you graduate from college or from Pierpont in the 2-year program, or from Fairmont State in their 4-year program, and you go to work at these plants, you're there for life. That's never been seen here before. And you know what it comes down to? The ground you're standing on is owned by 2 counties, Marion and Harrison County. It's not one county. You don't see anybody up here from Marion County standing to get their accolades or the pat on the back, but they've been every bit as big a part of this as anybody in Harrison County has, as anybody in the surrounding counties. They made this happen by supporting the airport when it couldn't support itself, and then by being a huge part of the team that put this together to bring MHI here and move this mountain. Now think about that, how little that happens in West Virginia. Right now, you've got my friends in Mon County trying to build an airport to compete with this one. That's kind of silly. West Virginia can't have 2 regional airports in the northern part of the state. If we divide up the passengers, we're going to end up with no regional airport. And a regional airport's key to West Virginia. Ask my friend Joel Kirk. He knows what aviation's about. When you want to bring somebody in here from California and they've got to fly to Pittsburgh and drive down here, they've immediately got a negative impression of West Virginia. You want them to fly into north central West Virginia. You want it to be a 15, 20-minute ride to Morgantown, a 10-minute ride to Fairmont, you know, maybe a 15-minute ride down to Weston, because that's how you get business people to come in here. And I see my friend President Martin here, and I hope that we can take off our school jackets and make sure that we make our A&P school as strong as it can be. We could graduate 100 kids today every single year, and 100% of them would get a job the next Monday at one of these plants. That's what we need in West Virginia, to work together, to not worry about trying to cannibalize each other's successes, but to build on the ones we have, and where we don't have success, find something that's going to work down there. And we need that. The southern part of our state's in big trouble, and we really have to come together and put our heads together and not worry about where there's a success somewhere else that might be duplicated down there, but to find out what's going to be a success in the southern part of the state. We live in a great area. We're living well. Trust me, I get to tour the state as a state senator. I get to see what's going on in other parts of the state. And you go anywhere underneath of Lewis County, and they're in trouble down there. And that includes Charleston, because they've not diversified their economy. And I always tell people, Robert C. Byrd had some kind of vision out here 40 years ago when he put 60 Bombardier employees out in an empty building out there in that field. And this is what we have now, 2,000 employees with a guarantee of 1,000 new jobs here in the next 3 to 5 years. That's amazing. Name me any place else in West Virginia where we've said you can have 1,000 new jobs in 3 to 5 years. Guaranteed. Not on the wish list, not if we do something, it's going to happen here. And everybody here is a part of that. But, you know, moving this mountain is kind of symbolic, and yet it's quite real. But moving this mountain is a symbol of what can be done when folks from different legal entities, because there's a line drawn on a map, work together, Marion and Harrison. If we can all work together, we could do great things. This should be a symbol for all the counties, not just in north central West Virginia, but in all of West Virginia. Because together, we can still build a great new West Virginia, even though things are changing quicker than we can blink an eye at, with the loss of our coal jobs and the loss of a lot of our population. This is a symbol that what can be done if we work together. You know, Abraham Lincoln said, and it's a famous quote, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." West Virginia cannot stand if we continue to be divided each other. We need to work together, go where we have promise, go where we already have success, and help drive that success in other parts of our state. Thanks to all of you for what's about to happen here. Thank you very much.
Next up is Sean Long, Deputy Director of CKB.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. When I started at the airport in 2013, on my first week on the job, Rick Rock sat down and showed me the airport's master plan. That plan included moving a mountain. He said that it had always been the Benham Airport Authority's vision for the future of the airport that one day we would do it. At that time, it seemed like a great idea, but we weren't sure how we were going to get it done. Since 2013, our airport's experienced tremendous growth through our commercial service with our partners at United and Allegiant. If any of you have traveled this summer or have been over to the airport recently, you've definitely noticed that our terminal is at capacity and our parking lot is definitely full. This summer, we're pushing nearly 50 flights a week, both in and out of CKB, which is the busiest we have ever seen. All of this growth means that we need a bigger terminal. In order to build a new terminal, we need the land to build it, and to get that land, we need to move that mountain. Through the support of Governor Justice believing in this project and supporting it with a significant funding, Senator Manchin, Capito, and Congressman McKinley supporting us while navigating the various permits and approval processes, the countless hours of work our team, including the Special Projects Committee, the staff of CKB, the Thrasher Group, and the members of the Benham Airport Authority, and most importantly, the support and buy-in of the community and region and what our airport does, we're able to be here today to move that mountain and finally see through the vision that was started many years ago. This project is to move 3 million cubic yards of dirt, but even more important is that it'll be the foundation of the future of CKB Airport that will serve this region for future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Up next, we have Andy Lang, Bridgeport Mayor, and also a Benham Airport Authority member.
Well, David, thank you very much. Well, as you can see, I think that most things have been said, so I'm not going to repeat them. But I will just give a little bit of background on just a couple of things that I think need to be said. And that is that I think our past commissioner, Ron Watson, needs to be given a lot of credit for this project. Ron was here for two 6-year terms as president of the Benham Airport Authority. When I became mayor in 2017 and joined the team up here as a representative from the Bridgeport City Council, on my very first day, the first thing Ron did was he looked out the window from the terminal building and said, "Hey Lang, you know something about excavation and dirt? How do we get that mountain moved out of there?" He said, "That's what we need." And all of a sudden, with the guidance of Commissioner Hinkle, it all of a sudden became a vision for everybody. So that's where I want to speak up about the special projects team. That was really the core idea of David Hinkle. The airport had done a great job. Don't get me wrong, anybody done a great job. But Rick and Sean had an airport to run. So David created the special projects committee, and the idea was to get a few people together that could be there on a regular basis. We have literally been meeting for up to 3 years on a weekly basis, involving everybody that's sitting here, people that aren't here, to get this project done. And I just want to thank everybody. I mean, I can go down the list from start to finish and try to keep talking until the governor gets here, but I'm just not going to be able to do that. But one person that I think needs special attention, we can go through all the politicians, we can go through all the legal advice, and go through everything, and that is our Deputy Director, Sean Long. I'd like to have a round of Every single meeting contained about 15, "Hey Sean's, could you? Hey Sean, would you?" So our contact point for everybody, whether it was Manchin's office, Capito's office, McKinley's office, the state, the West Virginia EDA, on and on and on, the governor's office, the Department of Natural Resources, the Army Corps of Engineers, the FAA, how can I go on and on, was always, hey Sean, would you take care of that? And he diligently took care of that. And I think he deserves a a lot of gratitude for what he's done for us and stepped up to the plate and done his job. I do believe I see the governor landing in the background, if I'm correct. Plane's pretty easy to see. So I will turn the microphone back over to Commissioner Hinkle, and we will go on from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy. I think at this time, I know that a lot of people have been recognized, but really, there's two people here today representing Thrasher, and that's Nicole Jones and Chad Diller. If you two would stand for a second. They have, and I guess the easiest way to say it is they put up with me, because I'm constantly wanting to know something, wanting to see something change, trying to make this project work better for all involved. And they'll tell you that they've received a lot of phone calls, emails, and we spent a lot of hours together. And I really appreciate the dedication that the Thrasher group has put towards this. And again, thank you guys. Somebody else that's here today that I want to give recognition to is Alex Wolf. He is the owner of the company that's going to be moving the mountain. And Alex was kind enough to bring this dozer and set it up and get that Fly CKB painted on it. And we really appreciate that. Alex, you can stand up. We'd like to thank you for that. There's been so many people involved in this, and I guess really some people always say when we talk about moving the mountain is, I guess you could call it a mountain, but it's really a hill. But to us, it was a mountain because it seemed like we were moving a mountain to get to where we're at today. So that's kind of why you hear us always say moving the mountain, is because it was a huge project and there were a lot of people involved to make it happen. And we weren't sure we were ever going to reach this. And I see Chad Biller over there agreeing, because I know that's been a dream of his to see it move and to get these two valleys filled and to get us this 100 acres, which is going to be so important to central West Virginia, Harrison, and Marion County, and to the state of West Virginia, because there's not another place other than, say, maybe Pittsburgh that can be close to giving 100 acres for development next to with access to a runway that we have. So I think with what we're doing for the people of the community, and it's going to be really exciting once this is all done. And I think the state's going to have an opportunity to go out and market something that they never dreamed they'd have the ability to market. And I think the other thing that we need to take into consideration is Joel and Dr. Martin have done everything they can, if you two could stand, to help us at the airport by getting everybody to know about their flight school. Their flight school is nationwide, and Joel does a great job with it. This year he brought in some, I think it's Air Force students, and so if any of you around here are trying to figure out why you see these little white planes constantly going around the airport, and if you wonder why all of a sudden it's so busy, thank Joel. But it's great for the airport and it's great for the community, what you all accomplished. And then we have Pierpont, Dr. Hancock. Please stand. Brad, and Brad Gilbert. Another very important part of this airport and part of what we're doing, because they supply the students, or the people that will go to work from their schools. So we need to supply them students to be able to fulfill the jobs that are up here. And these gentlemen, I met with them yesterday, and they have plans that are going to, I think, make all the entities up here at the airport very excited that we'll be able to supply more jobs, and we'll be able to then use that to leverage to bring more industry here. So those are big projects that we have going on. As Sean told you, part of moving the mountain is we know we need a new terminal, and that's exciting for us to get that new terminal. And once that's completed, we think we'll see more growth when it comes to flights. And we hopefully someday, we're designing that terminal to handle 4 gates, and we hope in the future that we'll be able to keep 4 gates busy at this airport, and we find that exciting. And there's been a lot of long-range planning done, and we hope that that all gets completed. I see the governor is coming down the hotel taxi, so if we'll just bear here for about 4 or 5 minutes, he'll be here to give his remarks.
Before we take a second, we got a couple of people out in the audience didn't get mentioned today. The chairman of the WVU Board of Governors is back there, our friend Dave Alvarez. Dave. And the head of the Department of Natural Resources is back there, another Harrison County, and Steve McDaniel. Steve, you guys haven't been to any of our parks. Steve's done a great job really improving those. He just got a bunch more money that we gave him yesterday to do even more. The chairman of the West Virginia Aeronautics Commission is here, Gerald Sipes. Gerald, where are you at? There he is. And we have Commission member Jay Wallace here. Jay, where are you at? There he is. But I know, Dave, I know you had a hard time. You want me to keep going here for a couple of minutes? You know, the governor travels a lot and really makes the rounds around the state. And, you know, it's tough to get folks here on time. And you know, because there's so many other obligations. By the way, Mayor Lang is going to be opening up the new bridge today, which my son loves, and which is a wonderful addition to Harrison County and really the whole community. If you get the chance, follow him out there, because it is really a sight to see. And I told him, don't forget the county commission that provided him with the property to do that, Commissioner. So I'm sticking it, or Mayor, I'm sticking it in here today. You got to write it down. And you know, working together means a lot. The ball fields that you see up at Bridgeport was land provided by the commission, and those things make for a great quality of life for everybody who gets to enjoy those in our area. And Commissioner, you've done a great job, and I told Mayor Lang today that him and Commissioner Hinkle, I've never had more enjoyment working with a couple folks from totally different jurisdictions where everybody can get on the same page, push to the same goal, and push something across the goal line like MHI in this mountain. If you'd asked me 10 years ago, I'd have told you we were a long way from it. I might have meant 10 years, but I'm not sure. Commissioner, I'm going to let you introduce the governor.
Thank you, Michael. Welcome, Governor.
You've been talking this whole time.
He has.
You were late. I just knew.
You know, everybody in Charleston knows not to give Michael a microphone. That's just a fact in Charleston. So.
Sorry.
I can't say enough about this governor, and he, it's been almost 2 years ago, we went down and he took the time to meet with Andy and I and Rick Rock. And we showed him what our vision was, and he took one look at it and said, I'm in. And we didn't realize at the time how far he was in until he came up and made an announcement. And he jumped in with both feet for CKV, Central West Virginia, and I just can't tell you how much this governor's done for this airport. He and the state have a lot of things that will never be in the news, but they were important in making MHI happen, making this happen. And again, thank you, Governor. Governor, what's your name?
Thank you. First of all, I'm sorry I'm late. Good gosh, it's been a busy time. Brother Romano and a bunch of us have been working. We just went through a special session, came out of it in pretty good shape, and got a whole lot more money to do a lot more stuff with in the state, because we've got an incredible engine that's running right now within the state. I mean, we're on our way to a $400 million plus surplus in the middle of all this COVID stuff. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And there's lots and lots and lots of people who deserve a lot of credit, but I deserve the most. I'm teasing. I'm really just teasing. You know, the good Lord gave me the ability to smile and to laugh. You sat here, you're probably hot. You've sat here, a lot of you may be waiting on me. I am sorry beyond belief, but there's lots and lots and lots of stuff to do. Now, again, I thank all these the beautiful lady, all these wonderful men, not very pretty, but wonderful, and I thank all of you for all you're doing right here for West Virginia. You know, when it came to me, you know, I'm a business guy, and I've said this a bunch of times, but this project has all the earmarkings of something that is going to be incredible for West Virginia. And so we got to move, don't we? That's one thing you can count on me for, and that's just this, is I won't dilly-dally around with something. Absolutely, when I believe, I'm all in. And I'm all in quickly. Now, and if I don't believe, I'll tell you. And we'll discuss and try to come up with the good and the bad, whatever it may be. But in this project, you need to be all in. All of us need to be all in. That's why I said, you know, from the standpoint of 20 million, we're in. And you've done so much other good to make so many other parts of this really work. At the end of the day, the 20 million, I hope and pray, will become a drop in the bucket, because there's so much potential, it's off the chart. I mean, this airport, with the amount of potential growth in this area right here, can absolutely be the engine that absolutely takes this thing off like nobody's business. And I don't mean the pun either. I really, really believe. You see, I have believed from day one about how great this state is and how great you are in every way. I get it, and I believe it. Now, with all of that, I say this over and over, but it's just fact. My dad would say, you know, it doesn't really matter who believes. If you believe, son, and the good Lord knows, that's all that really matters. And he's right. He's right. You see, I'm here right now, sitting on this wonderful stool, and you know, for one reason and one reason alone, and that's you. I've never wanted to do anything, and I don't. But I want goodness for West Virginia, because I truly believe that we are the best. We don't need to be in a race with Mississippi on who's going to be dead last, and I hope there's nobody here from Mississippi. But nevertheless, we don't need to be in a race on who's going to be dead last. We're too good. We're too good as far as people. We're too good as far as location. We're too good as far as our natural resources. We're just plain too good. Now, with all that being said, look, I'm proud to be with you. I hope really and truly that all I am is just the rudder at the end of the boat that's just helping, and just absolutely helping in any way and every way I can. I believe that. A lot of dignitaries that are here, there's no point in me going through all y'all. You're too smart anyway, and everything. When it really boils right down to it, I congratulate you, and I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You see, I don't have to sit here with a bunch of notes. I don't have to read you a script. I absolutely only need to tell you what's in my heart and what I believe. And I'll challenge any of you, any of the media, anybody, any day, to find something that I've told you that knowingly, I know is not true. Now I make mistakes, but I'm not going to tell you anything but the truth. I congratulate you again in every way. Great work to all of you. You have great work in every way. Thank you again.
Thank you, Governor. At this time, Carol, could you check to see if everybody's gotten a ticket that's here? If there's anybody here in attendance that hasn't received a ticket, if they could raise their hand.
Wait a minute, David.
Yes.
Hold on, that baby dog's not here to draw. Let me tell you this, I got to tell you this real quick. Night before last, and all the days were running together and everything, but we had a cookout for all the legislators at the governor's mansion. And it went on till, I don't know, 9:30. I sat right on this chair from 6 o'clock to 9:30. And I was writing stuff and everything, writing on a picture and giving it to the people, and they lined up, they wanted a picture. And you know what they wanted a picture of? Baby dog. So nevertheless, I'd say it's all up to you now, Dave.
Carol, we have a couple over here on the far side. Sean, if you could come up for a second.
Alrighty, so Carol, once she pulls all the tickets, the mayor will pick a winner out here. Okay, the mayor will not.
No, come on, Mayor. Let's see you do it.
We're going to be giving away 2 winners. Each winner will receive 4 round-trip tickets on any Allegiant destination flight out of CKB, round trip.
What's that for that? I mean, my God. That's great. That's just great. One lady in the back.
So now that you know what we're drawing for, are you sure you put your hand up for a ticket? I guess that's the question. Everybody's sure now, they definitely want to make sure they get a ticket.
This lady right here. Okay. No, I'm good. No, you'll draw mine for sure, Andy.
All right, then. If we're all ready, I'll pull the magic ticket out. Trevor, you can read it off there.
Okay. If you've got one that says, keep this coupon, you win. 245587. Okay, way to go.
Carol, you'll get their information. Okay, we need to draw one more.
Oh, okay. Give Mr. Hickle an info.
I don't have a class. I couldn't read it.
It's good to blame you if they don't win.
There you go, Governor. We'll let you read that one.
Wait a minute here, Michael. You read this.
I'll read this one. Ready? Oh, 245589.
89. Okay, there you go.
Okay, we're going to move out and do the traditional ceremony of shoveling that first bit of dirt to get this project kicked off. So if everybody up here in the front will come out, we'll head towards the dozer.